Hello, welcome to Easy Update, the much anticipated, inaccurately named Easy Allies' Smartest Person Contest. Fantasycritic.games. Should I do this intro again?
I was really perfect.
From the top.
Man, I thought you nailed it.
Hello, welcome to the much anticipated Easy Update episode where we look through the fantasycritic.games results for the poorly now named Easy Allies' Smartest Person Contest Fantasy Critic Games League between myself, Don Casanova, and Kyle Bossman. But we are also very honored to have with us today the creator of fantasycritic.games, Steve Fallon. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
How are you?
I'm well.
Did I pronounce that correctly? Steve?
Yep, Steve Fallon.
Okay. I pronounce every name incorrectly. So, so we thought it would be fun to start off to just like talk with the creator of this madness to get a fun background. I have a few questions. I know you have a sheet of updates and things that you wanted to talk about. But yeah, and then we will get into the results from the 2020 contest. We'll compare them briefly to the first contest, 2019. And then we will draft for 2021 contest. Steve will leave us for that portion of the show here. But we've got them for that first half. Yeah. I guess first up, do you want to tell us a little bit about the idea behind the site? Like what inspired you?
So what mostly inspired me was that I got really into fantasy football a few years ago with my coworkers, and I asked my roommates if they wanted to do a fantasy football league, and they were like, no, we're not really into that. And I thought, well, what about some sort of fantasy video game league? And we did it, and then I came up with at the time was Fantasy Metacritic League, and we ran it on Google Docs for the first year while I built up the motivation to actually put a site around this. I recognize that I'm not the first person ever to come up with the idea for fantasy video game drafts. Other people have done this before, but there was no one that had put together like an actual web application to do it. So I saw an opportunity and I ran with it.
Well, I love it.
So fun.
I have no experience with sports or fantasy league stuff. I know that these two do. Don, you mentioned you have a sordid past.
I've been retired from fantasy football, which I used to play every season, but I've been retired now for several years, and it was not a good run at all for me. I mean, I think, boy, oh boy, what was my record over my career? It was certainly a losing record, so it was a tough break. So that's why I thought, you know what, when this fantasy
I'm happy
game
we could
thing...
continue that tradition.
Wait, well, it's still looking to turn it around, so you never know.
When are you going to run ads on the site?
How are you paying for this thing?
Truthfully, I think that adding ads would just make the site like strictly worse. So I've been hesitant to do it. And if I was to charge for it, truthfully, I would start to feel like an obligation to make sure the site's always working and respond to people constantly. And truthfully, I just don't need that. I just don't need that stress. I don't need to feel obligated to provide things to people. Mm-hmm. It's a whole extra thing. As soon as I start asking for people for money, I think it creates it changes it. Creates an obligation. I'm not saying that people shouldn't charge for their work. I'm saying that for me, at least, so far, it has not been worth it. I've considered starting a Patreon, but right now it's not something I plan to do.
Sure. That makes a lot of sense to me. Those watching, if you saw voice meter pop up there for a second, the audio got weird, so I was trying to fix it. Yeah. So I have a question. Do you run this thing all by yourself?
Pretty much, yes. Over time, there's been more and more people that have stepped up to help out, mostly with keeping the games list accurate when release dates change and things like that. I have, at this point, a handful of people that are really on it as far as sending in corrections and adding new games whenever there's, surprise Nintendo Direct, 6 new indie games are announced. They'll give me an update for those pretty quickly. I've had the person that someone else designed the visual aspect of the site. Like I hired a graphic designer to help with that.
Okay.
And I've had a few people help with programming, but mostly it's been me.
I'm very impressed by this website. It I don't know. It's so beyond what anything I could do that it's just like, wow, how does this happen? Does anyone try to bribe you?
I've not received any bribe offers yet.
Are you open to
Are you
receiving bribe
susceptible?
offers? Yeah.
We'd have to talk specifics. I will not compromise the integrity of Fantasy Critic.
Could I bribe you to tweet at Don to add games to his fucking team? Great. And I know that you had a list of changes and updates that you thought would be cool.
Yeah, so I think honestly what we should start with is why don't you go ahead and start the new league year, and then we'll run down the options as you see them.
Cool.
Okay.
It's worth stating this is only the third year of this site existing, right? This is the third season.
I launched in very late 2018. I programmed it throughout 2018. There's exactly one 2018 league, which is the league that was originally a Google Doc with me and my friends. And 2019 was the first full year of the site.
And then we heard about you because you were a sponsor slot patron on Easy Allies Patreon. Yeah, and then we started doing this, and it's been a fun tradition ever since, and I love it. Okay, yeah, so we are going to start our new league. I have been made the manager now. It's a huge responsibility.
Start
so
new
I'm gonna
year,
click
right? You're doing
start new year. Yeah. Not new league, right? Start new year to play 2021. Start new year. Okay. All right. How many players? 3. Game mode standard.
So what that
advanced?
changes is it just changes how many games are recommended to have per player. That's the only difference. So if you want to keep the same roster size as last year, you can just leave it as it is.
Okay.
You can leave. I don't know what yours was, but it'll say whatever you had last year. So that depends if you want to change it.
18920. Yeah, so I think just to keep it consistent, we'll just keep it the same, right?
Is it 18-9-2?
18. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 9
18-9-2.
draft games, 9 pickup games, 2 counter picks.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
we keep it the same. Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing is the minimum bid amount, and that's one of the new things. You can now set a dollar value that all bids must be above this. It used to be any bid could be $0 to $100. The reason I added this is because the strategy kind of became, if you have 9 games to pick up, bid 0 on 8 of them and 100 on 1 of them. Wait until Demon Souls remake gets announced and bid all of your money just on that. That tends to be the winning strategy. So I was swayed by that and decided to add in a minimum bid amount, which I would recommend either 0 or 1.
I think we should do 1. I think it's so cheap when people get a game for $0.
That doesn't feel right. Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I'm not duplicitous enough.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm making that 1 for sure. Game drop settings.
This part is also mostly the same as last year. It's the amount of games you can drop if the game still will release, the amount of games you can drop if the game will not release. The third option, any unreleased, overrides the previous 2 essentially. I don't care if it's will release or will not release. This is how many games that are droppable, period. The only allow drafted to be dropped is something that you did check off last year, where you didn't allow your pickup games to be dropped, but you did allow your draft games to be dropped. And the last thing I'll talk about after you decide about this other stuff, because the last part there is a new thing.
I think keeping it the way it was works well. That worked well.
I love that balance. Yeah, I love you getting burned for picking up a game that actually does not come out. That's so fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing is definitely a spicy new feature, which is you have the option to set counter picks blocking drops. So if you take Elden Ring this year, and then someone else counter picks it, even if you would normally be able to drop it because it gets delayed, since you got counter picked, now you can't drop it anymore no matter what.
I love that.
That's beautiful.
That's
turning
really
that
good.
on.
Yeah, that's great.
I am turning that on. Oh, that is hardcore. I love it.
That's fun.
But it's good because it keeps a counterpick from being negated. So awesome.
To be clear, the counter, even if you don't turn that on and you counterpick Elden Ring, you still get that 0 for your counterpick,
okay.
which is still pretty good to get a 0 on your counterpick. You don't want to
Yeah.
lose points, which is pretty common for them. And the last bit here is the eligibility.
Okay.
So what that used to be is a slider where we had the different remake levels where it would say new game, remake, complete remake, things like that. And then there was a bunch of checkboxes where do you want to allow free to play, etc. Now it's just every game has a number of tags associated with it, and you can choose to ban certain tags.
Okay. So in our currently allowed tags, we have new game, planned for early access, reimagining, remake, unannounced game, and will release internationally first. And then in the current
early access ones are just so scary. So even if it does come out early access this year, there might not be enough reviews.
Under banned, there's also currently in early access.
Well, like Hades was this year, yeah.
Right. And then the other band tags, if you just want to hear those, are Director's Cut, Expansion Pack, Free to Play, Port, Released Internationally, Remaster, and Yearly Installment.
Yeah, so
and yearly installment only works for sports, right? Or do we add like Call of Duty to that now?
Basically any game that has the year in the title. So sports games, Football Manager counts. There's a racing series called F1 that comes out every year, has a year in the title. That's really what we're talking about.
Cool.
Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, I think most people would agree, are more different than Madden from year to year.
Yeah. Does everyone like how we have it, or what should we do? Okay.
The only one to maybe consider would be Director's Cut, which is a game like Persona 5 Royal from 2020. That scored extremely well. It's been a source of heated debate on the Fantasy Critic Discord about what is Persona 5 Royal. Is it a remake? Is it a remaster? It's really neither of them.
Right. It's a director's cut, basically.
Yeah,
the problem with the director's cut is they're just guaranteed money, I feel like.
Yeah. There's very little interest. There's not very much like at risk in
There's
drafting.
no risk.
Not at all, because not only that, but a director's cut is only going to be happening pretty much on a successful game.
On a good game, yeah,
so
exactly.
there's very, very little risk.
So like Disco Elysium coming
Disco
up would
Elysium
be
is a director's cut. So is Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury this year. That's a director's cut.
Too easy. I don't know.
I'd say we disallow that. I don't know.
I'm going to say your fantasy league is weak if you're allowing that in there.
It's a gimme. It's just a turn order thing. It's less fun. It's not strategy. It's just
Okay. Cool.
Free to play is the one I would question also, because like your Genshin Impacts and stuff, like they can be dark horses and they're still kind of a choice.
Yeah, I like that actually. Genshin Impact would have been a good pickup this year. I think that would have been cool. I'm cool with free to play.
The reason why I give that an option is because a lot of times those games don't even get reviewed or don't get reviewed for a while after they come out. They're those kind of live servicey games that the release date is kind of soft as far as when people are actually going to call that game ready and reviewable. So it can actually be more risky than you might think, even if the game's good.
Got you.
Yeah. So should we add it, or
let me look up what Genshin Impact would have had on OpenCritic. I'm curious, actually. Would that have been a strong pickup?
I think if it's over 85, we should not allow free to play. If Genshin Impact would have ended up over 85.
And then currently in early access is interesting.
That's a game like Baldur's Gate 3, where you could go play that game right now. The reason why I recommend not is it's never felt like a bet to me to bet on Baldur's Gate, which I could be playing right now.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that.
Genshin Impact has an 80, by the way.
Yeah, I think that's... Honestly, I think we should allow free-to-plays.
All right. I mean, we'll see if anyone does it, but...
Right, if Don's got the inside track on a hot free-to-play game, like, let him by all means.
Yeah, if there's like
I think it's almost like you should be able to group together, maybe get like 2 free-to-play games. It actually can count for 1 slot of a.
All right, Don. All right.
Okay, just an idea.
Steve, pump the brakes. Okay, so now what I also like about this is our banned and allowed tags are now even. they're
Symmetrical.
nice and smooth, symmetrical. So I love that.
One thing, Steve, I really like, we kind of passed by it. I love the idea of how you can, a counter pick locks you in, because right now there's very little risk of like just going wild in your draft for a game that is most likely
go ahead
not
and
even.
take Pikmin 4.
Yeah.
Right.
But now there's a huge risk because somebody might counter pick it. I love that's a perfect balance. I really like that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Credit
Man, I
to
love
someone.
this.
People suggested that to me for a while before I eventually decided it was a good idea. So I can't even really take too much credit for that one.
I love that. I love that.
What was the bid thing you wanted to suggest, Don? About like
Yeah, my biggest thing, I would love if there's some way you could integrate it in a future edition of this, and maybe you have a reason why you're not. But I just think it would make it so exciting if we had, when someone made a bid on a game, the other players in the league were notified of it, and at least given it, they don't have to know what the number was, but they need to have an opportunity to bid back, or maybe even they do get to know the number, and maybe there could be some limited amount of counter bids that could be made to create a miniature bidding war.
I follow. Here's the
that'd be
main
fun.
reason why I've been hesitant to do that.
Okay.
It would incentivize people to put in their bids right before the bids process. Everyone waits until 7:55 on Saturday night, which is one of the changes. The bid day of the week has changed. But put your bids in right at the end so you can't get sniped by somebody else.
But it's true. You're very right.
I was like, Don's gonna love this.
That's what makes
would
it
happen.
so exciting, because you got to say, look, I'm either going to come in there at the last second and do something drastic, or I'm just going to lay out this amount that is so intimidating right off the bat that I don't think anyone's going to approach it. Either way, to me, it makes it very exciting. I mean, and not just that, I think it would just cultivate a lot more like action during the year. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I could see. I would be counter.
I have to flesh it out. What I don't like is like having a rush of people using the site right before I need to take administrative action. Like when I run the bids, I have to put the site into like a half read-only mode for like 5 minutes. And I can imagine the tweets coming in like, "Hey, I tried to get my bid in and it said I couldn't do it." But well, too late. Yeah, it already started. And I see that.
I understand. Last suggestion, and maybe you walk away from it, but the only other option maybe, is just the option then of notify the players a bid has been made and they have one opportunity to submit a bid, but there could be a time frame. It could be like within 24 hours of the original bid being made, I have a window of if I want to submit one counter bid, and maybe it could be blind, or maybe it'd probably be more exciting, I think, if you know the number, if it was that circumstance, because then you can choose to be like, people just know what's on the line. I could make it
That's not life,
exciting.
though, Don. That's not how like fantasy football works. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's. Yeah, Kyle's right.
Well,
like, when you do fantasy football, when you do fab,
the difference, Kyle, it is though, because I'm sorry, Steve, for interrupting you.'re all in a room. You're all doing a draft together, so everyone is aware at least of what the picks are happening. Whereas
Not
me,
in the
a couple
picks.
weeks later, I realized Kyle picked 5 or 6 games. I'm like, holy smokes, what's happening here?
Well, you're
That's
a
on
whole
you.
other
That's
issue.
on- that's on you.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
if there's
I would think like it to like pare yours down even more, Don. Just getting an email that says like Don Casanova has made a bid.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I don't know how much it was. I don't know the game. That would be
Exciting.
kind of funny.
Oh, well, the game, I think you should know. The game.
No, I don't even think that. It's like
Well, that's
it's like when you
pointless.
die in Spelunky and it just says the walls are moving and you're just like, okay.
You just bid against it and don't even know what it is. That could be interesting.
Tell you
I'm
what,
up for
Don.
anything.
Anytime you make a bid, just tweet it at Kyle and I.
Well, this is just a fail-safe for me. I'd like it just so I could counterbid when Kyle puts it, or Ian puts something in. I don't even know if I don't realize,
All right, Don, I'll text you. I'll start texting you when I
Would you?
make bids. Yeah.
That would be awesome. That would be very cool.
Well, I'll need a text too.
All right. We'll make a group. We'll
Wow,
text
that's
each other.
great.
All right, we'll
All
make
right.
a group. All right,
Thank you.
Steve, we figured it out.
Yeah, so Steve doesn't have to do anything.
This is a win-win. Yeah, everyone wins here.
I'm sorry you had to witness that.
Me too.
I know it's been a topic of
I'm
of
sorry.
debate.
Boys, anything else you wanted to ask the creator of this beautiful website before we look back at our folly and success of the previous years?
We have to talk about Demon Souls. Because at the beginning of the year, that was in a different designation than at the end of the year. And I was
Yeah.
able to sneak it in because of the redesignation.
Which upset me.
Yeah.
Which
I
upset
was-
Ian. Yeah.
I was upset.
So I'm like,
So-
yeah, I would love to have a discussion about that. And I think it kind of ties into how we're just talking about what's exciting, what's at risk, and what is an interesting thing, I guess.
So Demon Souls is definitely an interesting case where originally I was thinking, okay, it's the same idea as Shadow of the Colossus 2018. But as time went on, we knew more about the game. A lot of people were truthfully pressuring me to say, no, this is more different. They are changing more than Shadow of the Colossus did. This is more like Tony Hawk, which was a regular remake on the old scale. So what I ended up doing was I actually had a tweet that I put out with make your own eligibility system. I had a tier maker where people could sort things out. We had some community discussion about it, and I ultimately decided to make Demon Souls a remake. 2 extra notes on that. You can individually ban certain specific games in your league alone. You could have said, okay, the site has Demon Souls available based on our standard league rules, but we're going to manually set Demon Souls as not available. And
That's
it also
cool.
works the other way. If a game is normally not allowed, you can set a specific game as this is allowed, even though it normally wouldn't be.
I love that.
Interesting.
And what the Demon Souls fiasco, if we can call it that, encouraged me to do was to eliminate the difference between remake and partial remake, because it is just too hard of a line to draw.
Yeah.
What Crash Insane Trilogy, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, Shadow of the Colossus, Demon Souls, Tony Hawk 1+2, how do you draw that line?
Right.
It's good, though. It makes those hot games. It makes those hot games to pick up.
Yep.
It's
I
sort
was
of like
super
the
jealous when you
director's
got
cut.
Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
I think there's more at risk. Way more at risk of making
no,
Tony
there
Hawk
is,
1
for
plus
sure.
2, than
For
the
sure.
director's cut.
I agree. It's still a semi-safe bet.
Yeah, and there is still a difference between remake and director's cut, where I do think that
for sure,
Demon
yeah.
Souls and Tony Hawk are different than Mario, Super Mario 3D World on Switch and Persona 5 Royal, where those games are pretty new. They're really not changing much. They're just adding some extra content.
Right. It's almost the same as an expansion. Like you just get the
those are
original game.
Yes, they're basically, here's the game with some DLC that you can't buy on its own.
Right.
That's what I like about this, Steve, is that you're in this to play, man. You know what I mean? Like, you're up on top of this stuff, and like you care about this actual game too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's anyone on the planet that has spent more time thinking about how to categorize how interesting of a bet is this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm knee deep in that.
All right. Should we move into the results portion?
Yeah.
I do have a couple other changes to talk about.
yeah.
Please,
I wanna hear 'em. I wanna hear 'em.
Yeah.
So if you go to the Master Games list, I
Okay.
do want to show off the new Master Games list and how you can now filter it on a couple different things. You can filter on the game's name, you can filter on the release date,
That's
and you can
huge.
filter on specific tags. So if you want to look for a remake, you can filter on tag and type remake, and all the remakes will come up.
Ooh, I had another question for you actually while we do this. The new estimated points was a new feature I think last year. How accurate did you find that to be in the end?
They are not terribly accurate, which is truthfully what I want.
Sure.
Because if they were extremely accurate, it would kind of take something out of the game.
Yeah.
But what it is, there's that switch at the top that says advanced projections on and off.
Right.
Off means every game that is not out yet, or every empty roster slot, it is assigning the estimated points of that to what is the average score that any game that is taken gets. So on average, person takes a game, it averages out to about 7 points. The average game that gets chosen on Fantasy Critic gets about a 77. If you
Got
take
it.
all games that aren't taken, it would skew lower. But as far as these are games that at least someone has said, I want this, it averages to about a 77. Whereas the advanced projections, what it does is it looks at all of the games that have come out in the past and how they did on the site. This is how frequently it was drafted. This is how high it was drafted. This is how counterpicked it was. And what it does is actually uses it's a math thing, but a linear regression algorithm to calculate, okay, if this game got this score, this game that is not out yet has a similar stats to this game, so it's probably going to score about like that.
I love that.
Yes, I love
Wow.
it.
So hold on. Right now, Halo Infinite has a squiggly 2.3.
Yeah, so that's people counterpicking it, is what it is.
Wow, so that is hurting its algorithm, is people
Yes.
saying, bro, I will gladly counterpick Halo Infinite. That's
Yep.
so interesting.
Damn.
And Elden
You're
Ring,
like
people
some
are
kind of
counterpicking
master.
because they don't think it's going to come out this year. So that's
Yep.
why it's at a 0.9.
Right.
Yeah, that's sometimes like Breath of the Wild 2, I think was estimated at a 68 last year. Obviously, no one thinks that game is going to come out and be bad, but the site doesn't know why are you counterpicking this.
It shouldn't matter.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. This is really interesting. I love that.
Okay, so that's the changes to the Master Games list. I do want to note, like I said before, the drops and the bids, they used to be Sunday and Monday respectively. Now both drops and bids are at 8 p.m. on Saturday.
Good to know.
Okay. Okay.
And that's 8 p.m. Eastern time, so
Oh.
5 p.m. Pacific. The time hasn't changed; it's just the date that's changing.
Okay.
Also, this wouldn't have affected your league so far, but every year there's at least one game that gets a truly awful score. Like Fast and Furious Crossroads last year got like a 38. And the way it turns out is if you counterpick that game, you win the league. Because you get 35 points from your counterpick. 2 years ago, it was Left Alive. Last year, it was Fast and Furious Crossroads. So the way it works now is points above 70 haven't changed. 60 to 70 is still minus 1 point per point. Everything below 60, the amount that it hurts you starts to go down.
That's a good idea.
Every point between 50 and 60 is only another half point off. And every point between, and so on, it keeps getting halved. So essentially, if a game gets a 0, it actually has a 0 on OpenCritic. In the old rules, you would lose 70 points or gain 70 points if you counterpicked it. Now it's only about 20.
Okay.
Cool.
That's a good change.
Yeah.
But also,
What
if you drafted that game,
If you took Fast and Furious Crossroads, you probably should lose at least 15 points. But should you? I don't want a situation where one game and you're out. Like
That's
the
right.
whole
Right. Yeah, I
league,
love that.
the whole league is over. You're done. You can't recover from this.
yeah.
Well,
that's
and if it gets counterpicked, the spread is even worse. Like,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
lost 35, someone gained 35.
Yeah,
It's like, oh.
I won a league last year because I counterpicked Fast and Furious Crossroads. That was all it took.
yeah, cool.
I love that.
Let's see. You can also, there's a manager's message feature where you can post messages as the league manager that can either be displayed publicly if you have a message that you want every fan of your league to see, or just messages like some note about the league that'll show up at the top. You can do that. We already talked about the minimum bid amount. We talked about
I'll
the
just
tag
post
system.
like, Don, pick some games.
Some games.
Turn on my
Exactly.
notifications.
That's really it. Those are most of the changes. There's not much else to go over.
Nice changes.
Yeah, I love it.
I think they're great.
Very good. All right, moving into the scores, taking a look back at just the results of 2019, our first contest. Don came in with 131.04 points. Bossman and Bossmanic Arts, Don's Discount Media and Vending Services is Don's company. Bossmanic Arts came in with 151 points in 29, and I won with 173.15. And then this year, what should I do? I mean, you'll see the winner right up top, so we can't really hide that, but we can go through it. But
Well, we did a half season check-in.
yeah,
It was pretty clear you were going to take that.
Yeah.
Like the story, I think, is how close it became in the end.
it got close, and
Very, very
Cyberpunk.
close. Yes.
Cyberpunk
Yes.
was wild because Cyberpunk, at first, like when it first came out, people were giving it 90s, and I was like, oh man, this thing's in the bag. And then like I saw Ben's review, he gave it a 7.5, and I was like,
down.
ooh yeah, it's going down. And right now it's sitting at a 76, which gave me 6 points.
Yeah, I love that drama because I'm sure a lot of people drafted Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it was
for
probably
sure.
high on the hype meter.
It was the second highest hype factor of the year, behind
Yeah.
Last of Us Part 2. What it's going to do is it's going to screw up the algorithm for this year. It's like, oh, you were drafted second overall? It doesn't mean anything. Game could
Yeah.
get 70.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. But yeah, so yeah, as you can see here, Don's Discount Media and Vending Services with 2 S's in 2020
Nice.
came in at 60.8 2. We'll get into it. Bosmanic Arts came in at 168.5, and Cyan Worlds came in at 186.84. So Bossman and I both did better this year, points-wise.
Yeah, I got closer than I thought I would, actually.
Yeah. And you had more released games on your team, actually, than last year. Last year, you had 12, I had 14. This year, you had 16, and I also had 14 again.
That was the first year we could drop games.
Oh, right, yeah. I had no money left over last year. You had $1, and Don had 40 in 2019, sorry. 2020, I had $4 left. Bossman had 49, and Don had 43 left.
I just thought of an idea.
Oh my God.
This might go back, Steve. This could go back. We just got to take a step back. Wow, I just thought of an idea. This might be something you want to consider. The budget, the people that are budgeting their money, there's no reward. If these seasons are carrying over, couldn't there be some kind of thing where I'm coming in with if I save $40, I mean, hey, why can't I take some of that?
No, this is going to incentivize this behavior.
That's how it works
so
in sports, Kyle.
It does somewhat incentivize tanking. It's like, well, I'm going to give up on this year. But also, that could work in a league like this one where the members are consistent, where you three have been the same three the whole 3 years. But a lot of leagues change out their players from year to year, add new people, some people leave. It would definitely give somewhat of an advantage to people that have already been there.
Something to think about.
No, Don, I want you to be all in every season.
If a league wants to do that, you can do it because you can, as the manager, manually edit the budget amount. So, Ian, if you want to give Don his $43,
well, listen,
he starts with 143, you could do it.
I'm willing to meet in the middle. I don't necessarily think I should maybe take all the 43, but what do you think about this? Let's propose this. Why don't I go into next year with an extra, what would it be, 2150 or whatever?
You get the first pick. You get the first round pick. You are rewarded for your poor performance with the first round pick.
That's how this goes.
I'm just saying, a layer of strategy there. How you spend your money, Kyle.
It's always there. That strategy is always there.
But there's no reward for it, really. Like, look, I'm walking away with $43, but what does that say? What does that give me? Nothing, really. But that means I made some efficient picks.
No, the lesson is you should spend more money.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's a shameful thing.
But look
it's a shameful thing to end.
Filled out your whole roster and you still walked away. I mean, that's an impressive thing. You'd be coming in next year with almost 25 extra. I think that'd be worth it.
Okay, so really why I have $49 is I was hoping for a Silk Song to get delayed. It never was all year long. They didn't make a peep.
Yeah.
I think this is the only game that was like that, where it was like probably going to come out that year and then all year long, not a single trailer or anything.
Oh, because you were going to drop it.
And the site will also now let you, like, as far as the official site designation, I need word from the developer or the publisher that the game's not coming out. But there are certain games that are like, all right, come on, that game is not coming out this year. And the leagues can now specifically mark a game as will not release. If you decide in November that Metroid Prime 4 was not coming out because, come on.
Yeah.
I like the rules, frankly, of it has to be a company announcement. Like, I like that.
Yeah. Frankly, I was a little lucky with Breath of the Wild 2. I think they said, like, we'll talk about it much later or something like that.
That was one that was iffy, but I did decide that they said, here's Age of Calamity, we'll talk about Breath of the Wild 2 later.
Yeah.
That counted to me as not this year. So I did mark that one as will not release.
I think that was wise.
But Don, the reason I got $49 is I wanted to still have more than you to fill in that last slot of Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Remaining ahead of your competitors.
And you made a bunch of great picks for $1.
Yeah.
It's a good strategy, Kyle.
For viewers at home, in case you haven't picked up on it, the reason we're so passionate with Don right now is if you look at his team
Look at that team.
He drafted maybe 2 games.
I had some tough breaks. It's a combination of things, Ian. Even with my lower my smaller roster here, I still really just had some tough breaks.
You could have dropped those.
Some wonderful.
You could have dropped every single one of these.
Yeah, you could have dropped those.
No, I'm talking about tough breaks where we're talking about Doom Eternal getting an 89. Come on, that should be 99. We all know that. Oh
my God.
Ori and Will of the Wisps getting a 90.
89 is so good. 90 is so good.
Alex should be 96. I mean, something was off in the year here.
All right,
so that's
let's-
all. But nevertheless, you both made some fantastic.
What about
picks, too, so I gotta give it up.
Predator? Are we
Yeah, what
talk
about Predator, Don?
Yeah,
Hunting Grounds?
let's go through.
Predator was the one where I love that change you made, Steve, where the lower the score is, there's some value still that you can retain there.
It's not that it's gonna.
What?
Under the new rules, Predator Hunting Grounds just barely would be affected. It would get you'd lose about 11 and a half points instead of 13.
So it wouldn't have been quite as bad, yeah.
No. No.
Yeah, so let's go through. Don has started his picks there. Halo Infinite, Skull and Bones, and Axiom Verge 2 all have do not release. You could have dropped these and replaced them, but it doesn't matter because you had freaking 8 slots open.
Yeah.
Predator Hunting Grounds, yeah, the worst performer of the year
Yeah, I took a risk there.
for any of us.
Minecraft Dungeons is a surprise. I thought that was such a slick pick.
I
It was a late.
I would
Yeah.
have thought that would have done better.
Yeah, I also thought so. Age of Calamity performed
I
about where
thought
you'd
that
think.
was going to be the thing that was going to bring me
You
back
spent a
in.
lot of money on that. That was
thought it
half
was-
your budget.
Well, the reason
Wow,
I
yeah.
did that, Kyle, is because I wanted to ensure
That I couldn't
that
get
you
it.
didn't get that. I did $1
Yeah.
more than you had, I believe.
Yeah, it was a good call.
Yeah, but it
Um,
didn't pay off.
Yeah, what did you bid on that? Do you remember?
Whatever 50, I don't know,
You
it's a
can
lot.
see
Whatever,
that in the
$1
league
more than.
history.
I think I bet $1 more than Kyle had, I believe.
56. Don bet $56 on Age of Calamity.
There you go.
Wow.
Didn't pay off, but we bet big.
So then Call of the Sea, which I'm a little bummed didn't get a higher score, but I mean, decent pick, not bad. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slots open.
I was a
John
victim.
Casanova.
I was a victim of the release schedule of the year. You know, I got bogged down in the summer. What happened was Kyle just completely outbid me. There was like 6, 7, 8, 9 games he bid on that I just didn't even have an opportunity to respond to. And
Just say
Once
you had
I
a
got-
baby. Just say you had a baby.
You did
once
have
I
a
got
baby.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a busy summer. There's a lot. So it was beyond the baby, Kyle. There's a lot of things happening. You know
Okay,
that.
all right.
And as soon as I got behind the slog of this summer deluge of announcements, there was just no catching up. I was just looking for something, and nothing ever developed. I was hoping, I was so sure maybe Nintendo would come through with
Fair.
an event late in
Yeah.
the fall that I was going to just aggressively hit, and it did,
And
and
to
that
be
was
fair,
Age
you
of
did-
Calamity.
yeah, you
that
did
was
get-
Age of Calamity. Yeah, it was
You
all
did
I
get
had.
Calamity.
Yeah.
It was a weird year, for sure.
But once I just got a little behind, I think the second half of the year there really wasn't a lot announced that I could pounce on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, grand total. And you got burned on your counter pick for Valhalla, -14. That
Wait,
seems
now
like
what happened there? Why did I get burned on that? How does that work?
because it's a
You
positive
said
score.
you said Assassin's Creed would not come out in 2020.
Oh,
And was
I
like, yeah, it will.
counterpicked that. I see. Yeah, I got it. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
a mistake. Yeah.
Because I remember at the time our logic was the best counter pick is just a will not release.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
'Cause
even
you won't
better
get-
now.
Yeah, because you won't get burned on it.
It's an even stronger
Um,
pick to do now. Yeah, I love that.
Ian, you did get 13 points from counterpicking Predator Hunting Grounds, though.
True. I'm the only one who got a positive from counterpicking. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was huge for me. Wait, would that have made the difference?
Uh-oh.
68.
Not that alone. No, you beat Kyle by 18 points. So close,
Okay.
though.
Close. That's pretty wild.
Interesting.
You would have been sweating
yeah.
Cyberpunk a little bit more.
I would have
Yeah.
been real nervous.
Yeah.
Don's total points 61, less than half of either of us. Because you picked half the games, Don.
It was tough. Yeah, you made some great picks. What can I say? My competitors made some picks, and I got behind. But this is only going to motivate me for next year. What can I say?
Kyle, you want to?
You don't have to worry about mailing the trophy. That I
True.
sent.
Yeah, it's still
Just keep
on
it on the
display.
shelf.
It's still on display at the studio that we don't ever use right now. Kyle, you want to walk us through your team? Anything you
Yeah,
want to
so
shout out?
one thing I'm excited about now is knowing that the average game gets 7.7 points. So I think you should
Yeah.
consider any game that does that or better a success. I think if you
True.
get straight 7.7s, you can actually win. Because of how many DNRs I have and also negative scores. So what happened since last time? Again, Silk Song there was nary a peep all year long. Valhalla overperformed. That was great. Call of Duty underperformed. That's bad for a Call of Duty game.
And even if Silksong had canceled in December, I'm not convinced you would have been able to find a game to throw in there.
It gets hard.
That-
It gets
that
hard
would
if
make
the
you wait
difference.
That long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or that would have even not been out and then come out and been scored. Like nothing came out, you know?
Yeah.
Call of the Sea was a pretty late one. That was
True.
not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Iron Man VR. I have a new rule that's no VR games. You'll look at my last pick. I thought I was a little genius for this because Respawn never misses, and this is their first ever huge miss.
I was sweating Medal of Honor because I was hearing great things about it. I think
all
it got
VR
hurt
games.
by the. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it got hurt by file size and performance issues, probably.
I don't know. Never listen to people who are excited about a VR game. They're just VR people.
A lot of people, though, got burned on that. Like, Half-Life Alyx was very highly counterpicked last year. If you counterpick Half-Life Alyx and you lose
hurt.
25 points,
Really?
You don't come back from it.
I'm shocked that was a high counter pick, actually.
Yeah, it absolutely was.
To me, that seemed
People
like a
didn't have
safe
faith
pick.
in it.
So Marvel's Avengers, we talked about in our mid-year recap. I was like, hey, how come nobody picked up Avengers yet? And you're both like, Kyle, do it, man. That's a good pick. And I did.
We tricked you.
I thought it was a good pick because I think
because we knew at the time. I don't remember if this was straight inside baseball, but like Ben and Jones and Huber had all played it. I don't remember when, and they all said it was terrible.
I didn't have that information.
Also, I love the game though. Like I think it's personal. Like that's a personal part of why I got that game. That really hurt. So yeah, I would say Demon's Souls is really the only shining thing that happened at the back half of the year. And Assassin's Creed overperforming. That was nice.
It looks like Last of Us, Half-Life Alyx, and Demon's Souls are all among the top performers of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you guys, you two got the 3 highest scoring games of the year, maybe.
Yeah. Animal Crossing, like I'm really happy to have that one on there too.
You have Crusader Kings 3 and
so
Tony Hawk, which were pretty good.
And Microsoft Flight Simulator.
And Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You just have so many DNRs. Like really, you got such a strong lineup.
Well, yeah, and then you had a total of 168. So yeah. Here's Cyan Worlds here, and I dropped every draft that had a DNR, which I think you did, except for Silksong, Kyle.
Yep.
Yeah. So Cyberpunk, I was, the reviews were still coming in hot up until almost the end of the year, and I didn't know if that one was going to tank me. I was like, is this going to drop below 70, and I'm going to start losing on this one? I was nervous. Final Fantasy Remake hit it pretty much exactly where I thought it would. Flight Simulator did really well. Neo 2, I'm actually surprised did 85. I thought it would be like 80 or 70. Tony Hawk Pro Skater did really well. Chris Tales, still waiting on that one.
Good pickup this year.
Well, yeah. Crusader Kings 3, I knew would be good. So I'm just like, they've got a pedigree. Like, it's gotta.
Yeah.
Miles Morales did a little worse than I thought it would, but did all right. Deathloop didn't release, which I'm bummed about. I thought for sure that would be a launch window. Dirt 5 did okay. Bugsnax did worse than I thought it would. Kenna Bridge of Spirits I didn't actually think would come out, but it just looks so cute that I wanted it to.
Like you picked up like 8 games after the PlayStation 5 meeting.
Yeah, I
part
was
of that
like,
crew. Yeah.
I think I got Miles Morales, Deathloop, Dirt 5, Bugsnax, Kenna, all in the same swoop.
Spelunky 2 is so smart. I was so jealous of that pick.
Dude.
That was so good.
Love Spelunky 2. As soon as I saw a release date, I was like, boom.
I was actually surprised that's still available. A lot of people drafted that one.
I messed
Me too.
up.
I was shocked. Well, because we hadn't heard anything for so long. Sakuna, I'm surprised came out. It did a 10. That's fine. Pathless. Ratchet & Clank did not come out. Just don't think about it.
And look at this. What? Bro.
Empire of Sin.
What?
Shocked it got a -8. That's my only negative.
Yeah.
What? Look at what?
The Empire of Sin. Like, what is so wrong with that game that I got a 62?
Right.
What is so
People
wrong
hate
with
that
you?
game.
Yeah.
That's the only negative that I had. Is that the only negative I've ever had? What did I have in 2019? Let's see. No. Shenmue 3 burned me last year.
Oh,
2019.
come, buddy.
And my counter picks both burned me a little bit. Cool, yeah. And then I came in. I got 13 points for counterpicking Predator. Axiom Verge was a good counterpick because it didn't come out, and I got a code 187.
Nice.
So yeah, I took it home. I retained the trophy. We don't have to mail it to Kyle, or Don.
I'm
Okay.
strategizing for next year.
Awesome. Yeah, I need to make some notes.
Steve, do you have any tips?
What are some good
looking at these teams? Yeah, do you have any tips?
So one of the things that I really
Great
like
question.
is drafting a game that is really, really respected within its niche. Flight
Like Crusader
Simulator.
Kings.
You're telling them my strategy. You're telling them my strat.
I'm thinking really about Flight Simulator. If you think about a review outlet, who's going to review Flight Simulator? Someone that likes those games, and it's really, really good if you're into that. Forza always scores really well because the person who reviews Forza is the one person on staff that likes racing games, and Forza are great racing games.
Yeah.
We're not allowing those though, right? Because
Forza's not listed as an early installment.
Forza's are allowed.
Yeah.
Because Forza's not, right? F1 was.
Yeah, F1 has the year in the title. To be fair,
damn it,
I haven't played
Steve,
these games.
You're telling them my strategy. That was like real.
So
both years
for the audience. This is helpful for the audience too.
I mean,
both years. That's been my bread and butter. Is like I know more about PC games than you guys.
That's like my only. That if it were allowed in this league, Baldur's Gate 3 is going to score great.
Yeah,
if it comes out.
Yeah, if it comes out. To be fair, yes, it comes out, and if it doesn't get into any sort of microtransaction controversy, which we don't see yet. But, early access games, there's always at least that fear.
Yeah.
Some weird shenanigans. But so far, I think people are liking it.
Yeah, for sure. Any other ways you want to take my edge off, my competitive edge there, Steve? Sorry, we're going through a tunnel here, Steve.
Another one is there's an element of trust the wisdom of the crowd, trust the hype factor.
Yeah.
So
everyone but Don does that.
You can rank by hype factor, right?
Yep.
Yeah, which I think we usually do.
When you start your draft, in fact, you'll see when you're choosing a game, you can select by show me the top available games.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That was a new feature for last year, so you definitely use that in your video.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did do that. Yeah. Awesome. Anything else anyone wants to say before we bid adieu to Steve and draft our 2020 picks?
Thanks for doing it, dude. Thank you so much for all the effort you put into this website.
I love this. I love it.
Really appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Thank you.
I'm glad everybody enjoys it so much. You'll notice, Ian, that your user has a crown next to it because you won last year.
Oh, that's so nice.
Oh, I was wondering. I noticed that.
I gotta get that crown, dude.
You ain't gonna.
I changed my team name. I'm Boss Mactivision now.
Boss Mactivision?
Yeah.
I'm shook. Also, one big long dumb word. I love it. Boss Mactivision.
Steve, if someone is interested in starting a league with their friends, how long do you think that takes? How long would you think it would take for somebody just brand new to set something up?
On the part of the league manager, you might need to spend 20 minutes reading up on how all this works. Everybody else, under 5, probably.
Cool. I would agree. Yeah.
I don't think it's overly complicated. That's been a big goal, is to keep not adding too many options to make it hard to get into. Too many things you have to decide. I try to limit that to make it more approachable.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. I'm excited to hopefully win again.
I'm excited to see what you all draft.
Well, Steve, you made a hell of a website here. And I encourage everyone to start a league of their own. Haha. Like that movie with Gina Davis.
If anyone has questions, out in the world, I'm available on Twitter. I'm available on Discord. There's a good sized community on Discord now that can help you out too.
Oh yeah. How do people find that? What's the name of it?
There's a link on the top right of the screen on the top of Fantasy Critic. There's links to Twitter, Reddit, and Discord.
Beautiful. Cool. All right. Unless there's anything else, we will bid you adieu, Steve. Thank you for joining us today. We're honored to have you.
Thanks for having me. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks, Steve.
Bye. All right, here we are. We're going to draft our teams. Don gets to go first. Don, you have the first pick. The way we're going to do it is...
Before you pick, I want to hear your rationale, too, though.
Yeah. Of why I'm picking what?
For the first pick, yes. I want to know why you're digging into this as the first altogether, you have your pick of any game coming out in 2021.
Okay.
Why are you picking this game, which you believe will get the best score of any game of 2021?
And then they'll tell me out loud, and I'll put it on the list so that you at home can see it happen.
Okay. Now let me see. Where's the list of releases? I've got a couple of choices here. I think I know what I'm picking, but I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Where is that list?
So you should see games at the top of the tab. It's got a little controller icon next to it.
Yeah, just open it in another tab or something.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make my first pick. I'll make my first pick because I already. Oh, interesting. This is good. Okay, so they agree with me. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, here's what we're doing. The reason my first pick of this year is a game that I wanted the most last year that I didn't get. I would say it was out of all the games that you two picked. This was the one game I really, really, really had planned on getting, and it was scooped out from my grasp, and that game is Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Oh, that's a good
the
pick.
game. Yeah.
Okay.
Every image I've seen for this game, I would say is a 10. I mean, I don't know how this can miss, right? I do not know how this can miss, so I feel
it was on my
very
short
good.
list on. That was good. That was a good pick. Okay.
Very good.
Not
Thank
what
you.
I expected. Not what I expected, but a very good pick.
Thank you.
Bossman,
Yeah.
you are up. Boss Mac Division.
As Steve implied, there's one instant gold, instant cash. I don't think it's going to be the best reviewed game of the year, but I know it's going to make me money. I want Forza.
Ooh.
Now, is this really gonna come out this year, Kyle? It's not a guarantee, is it? I mean, we've seen
it is
nothing.
not at all.
We've
No.
seen nothing.
Wait, just for clarity,
They
I've
showed
got
a little bit.
I've
got Forza-
Shot. I mean, like, right? A couple shots.
I've got
Cinematic
Forza
type stuff.
Horizon 5 or Forza Motorsport.
Yeah, give me the one that they actually showed a little bit of, Forza Motorsport.
It was just that one
For
shot of like
Xbox
the
Series
car going
X?
around the corner, right? Yeah.
Okay.
No, not final answer. I can't. I take it back. I want
Okay.
GT7. I'm switching it for Gran Turismo 7.
I talked him out, and that
You
is
talked him out of it. I
definitely-
panicked.
That one's
I panicked.
definitely coming out. Is he allowed
panicked.
to do this? I guess he is.
All right, yep.
I didn't
yep.
lock it in yet. It was,
You didn't lock it in.
All
You
right,
talked
you
me
want-
out of it.
Dang
Lock
it.
it in.
And
Gran
Gran
Turismo?
Turismo is going to be
Gran Turismo 7.
fantastic.
Gran Turismo
That's a
7. Lock
good
it in.
pick.
Lock it in.
That's a good pick.
All right. Now it's my turn.
All right, I gotta
Is
wait
that
to
little noise?
question you till later. I didn't realize you could swap it out like that. Gotta wait till you lock it in.
Well,
a
then
nice
I'm
pick.
taking Ratchet and Clank.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Rift Apart.
gold too. That's
I
easy
really
money.
wanted
Easy
that
money.
one, yeah.
Easy money. All right. Now I get another one.
Yep.
What? Oh no.
All right, because I
Snake
went
draft.
last. It's a snake draft.
Yep. All
Okay,
right.
so I'd only thought of one. So let me look through
The hype factor.
the hype factor here. Looking by hype factor, I mean, my heart wants me to pick this one.
Which is what?
A certain one. Oh, I'm not gonna say.
Oh, so only the people at home get to know?
Yeah.
Okay.
My heart. I think I'm gonna follow my heart on this one and take Resident Evil Village.
Ooh.
Ah.
All right. I will then in turn take Horizon's Forbidden West.
Dang it. I really wanted that.
I believe that game's coming out this year, and I think it's going to review 90 plus.
Darn it.
All right, and
Really
now I'm
close.
drafting for you. Horizon Forbidden West.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Don, what would you like?
Okay, well, we may have to start taking a few risks earlier
We
than I
may
expected.
have to blast.
Earlier than I expected. I didn't anticipate making a risky choice this early. I have to go out a little bit
Too
of an
early.
edge.
It's too early for risks. We're in
This
the
is
early
Don
rounds.
Casanova, baby. He's
You
been
took-
riding the Skull and Bones ship for
You're not
fucking
doing
years.
Skull and Bones right now.
Not now, but I'm not leaving it off, but the possibility for later. I mean, we should ask, is there any, that game may come out this year, yes? No?
No, they're like their director left or something like that.
Yeah, it's like
I heard that.
It's-
I heard bad things, but it
it's
is
in rough
possible or no? Is it possible?
well, anything's possible, Don.
Okay.
It is not advisable at all.
Yeah, we would
Here's what I'm
recommend
gonna do.
against it.
Here's what I'm going to do, and no one's going to see this coming. Look, I don't even see this game on this list. What's happening here? Okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll with it. I'm going with something that everyone has lost faith in, and I think, but this is Steve's strategy. Maybe not quite falls into Steve's strategy. Everyone's lost faith in this game. I think it just had a bad showing, and I believe in it. Halo.
Oh, no.
Put
Don't
me
do
down
this.
put me down for Halo.
Wow.
It's gonna surprise
spelled that wrong.
people.
It is on the front page.
It's there, yeah.
Yeah.
It is there. It's going to surprise people. There's no way.
All right, locking it in?
Disaster everyone anticipates. Lock it in.
Yeah. They got a year
Halo
to work on
Infinite.
it. I think that's a strong pick, Don.
Okay.
All right, now Don, you get a second one.
Uh-oh. All right. So we continue to take risks. Okay, this is a game I have a lot of belief in, a lot of hope for, I should say. And hope can kind of bring you down a bad road in the past, but I do.
Hope is a disease,
with
Don.
Skull and Bones was a hope pick, but I'm going with Kena Bridge of Spirits. I've got so much hope for this game, a lot of belief, and I just think it's got to be one of the best games of the year. It looks beautiful. Lock it in.
That's a good pick.
Thank you.
Locked in.
Okay.
Yep, you scooped that one out from under me.
Talking about scoop. We're about to scoop out the kitty litter. Because my next pick,
Oh,
The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
dang it. That's...
I know
Nice
it's
pick.
early. I know this is an
I was
early
gonna
round.
do it.
Oh, really?
I
Me
was
too.
gonna do
Me
it.
too.
All right, and then I'm glad I did it now. I'm glad I
I
did it
think
now.
it's
then.
wise, man.
Okay,
Nintendo's
all
got
right.
something big coming down the pipes.
They have to.
All right.
It has to be this year.
It has to.
be.
It has
think
to.
so.
It'd be insane. All right, then I'll do Elden Ring.
Oh.
So, I'm going to lock you into that.
Yeah.
You think Elden Ring is coming out this year?
No.
I'm locking you in. That is my counter. Don, you bet. If you're not counter picking that, I'm counter picking that.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah, the counter pick.
Yeah, I
don't
already
know,
locked it
though.
in.
It makes me nervous. There's no reason to think it would come out this year, but
Okay. This got spicy fast.
There's rumors, man. There's rumors.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have a few on my short list here, but I just want to look through the hype.
go ahead.
Hitman 3 is
Ooh.
super high, and I don't understand why.
That doesn't typically review very
let me
well.
see how they. Yeah, let me see about that.
I'm picking Humankind.
Oh.
What is that? Oh, you PC'd us again.
No.
You just PC'd us again.
I PC'd you, baby.
I was never gonna pick Humankind.
I know. I was like,
neither.
I could sit on this. I was like, I could sit on this.
Dang it.
I picked it too early, but whatever. All right, Bossman's turn. Bossman's turn.
Okay, so for the record, Hitman 2 does have an 83, and we know that's like gold.
Yeah, that's
If you get all 83s,
above the
you
average.
win. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna try to be doing less of that this year, chasing the 90s.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
I will, in fact, follow
Because the 90s, chasing the 90s, you get burned, I think, more frequently.
Yeah. So what do we call it? The wisdom of the crowd? I'll take Hitman 3.
Okay.
It's a solid, safe pick there. Can I ask you both a question and get an honest answer?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have either of you been on this Back for Blood? The beta started, hasn't it? Do you know?
I downloaded it, but I haven't played it.
What about you, Kyle? Any
No, I haven't even watched a stream.
word of
honestly.
mouth? Nothing. You don't know anything. Neither of you.
People
Ian?
seemed to enjoy it, but it was just a short beta, so I guess that might be why it fell off. Yeah, I can't honestly say. I don't.
This is one I wouldn't have anticipated picking this early, but boy, it could pay off, I think. Let me just look over these real quick. It's quite low on the list, isn't it?
On the hype meter? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still a few strong picks you can make before it.
Ragnarok, I really don't think is going to make it this year. I don't know.
I hear you with that.
I'm looking down.
Because Cory Barlog's sending out these tweets about having writer's block.
Oh, really?
You're going to have writer's block the year the game comes out? I don't know, man.
Yeah, that seems iffy.
So, what is Mass Effect Legendary Edition?
We don't even worry about that. That's
Okay, I was going to say,
Yeah,
what
it's
the
a
heck
remaster.
is, why is this
isn't
on the
it?
list?
Well,
Okay.
remasters are allowed.
This
No,
is
remakes are allowed. Remasters are not.
Right.
So why? Oh, this is just here. Okay. Well, look, I'm gonna. When do we make our counter picks? At any time?
At the very
At the
end.
end.
At the
Very
very,
end.
very end.
You know what? Oh, and look at this.
I don't know what. I don't know what's coming.
I'm going to take one of the games that we haven't heard, I don't think, anything about. Is this too early to take this again? It was one of my picks last
The
year. It didn't
suspense,
pay
Don.
off.
God.
I love the suspense.
I think I'm going to do it. And the game I'm going to roll with again this year, keeping them on the team, retaining them. Axiom Verge 2. Is it possible? Is that coming out this year?
Yes.
More possible than last year.
Is it going to
Yeah.
be good? I haven't seen any new media on it. Have they released anything?
No, they did a speed run of it this week.
It has a. They did a speedrun of Axiom Verge 1.
Right, excuse me.
Yeah.
It has a thumbnail, which some other games don't on this
Okay,
website.
that's something.
So
Let's roll with it. I believe in that game.
lock it in.
Yeah.
Locked in. Go again, Don.
Oh, right. Okay. Let's also do. Let's look over my list. I think everything else has been picked except that one. Yeah, we'll do Back for Blood. I'm gonna try for Back for Blood.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I have a question.
Yep.
Do we allow expansions in this league?
No.
Okay. 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 I'm going deep down the list, actually. I'm doing a Don move here.
Okay.
But this is a game I think is just going to get needlessly high reviews.
Uh-huh.
Near Replicant version 1.224744874139.
Oh, and it's a remake!
Sneaky.
You bastard.
Very sneaky.
All right.
I think
Lock
that's
it
going to
in?
get good reviews. Lock that in, yeah.
I think you're right. People love those games. Boo-ew. That's my turn noise. Okay. All right. I got a couple of little weirdos in there already. Let's maybe get a little more normal here. I'm gonna do. I'm losing faith in a couple of my old boys.
My old boys.
My old boys. Just I'm gonna follow my heart. I'm gonna do Monster Hunter Rise.
That's a great. That was on my list. That was a great pick. That's money. That's money.
Okay. And then how many left do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 4 more to go, and one of which is right now. Yeah. Looking through the list here. This one keeps jumping out at me, but I don't think there's a risk of you guys picking it. Ooh, that would be cute if it comes out. I don't know. My heart's calling out to me. I gotta pick 12 minutes.
Ooh,
Oh,
damn it. Okay.
clever.
Well, it's a great pick.
I think it's a good pick.
Okay.
My short
Kyle's
list
turn.
is running short. Oh, yeah, and Don took Kana. Okay. All right.
Oh, is that pronounced Kana?
I don't think
I
it's
always said-
pronounced either way yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
I always said Kenna because there's an old musician named Kenna, but that was 2 N's.
And I was saying
so-
Kina, so who knows? We'll find out.
Gotta listen to that VO. Okay. We're in the back half.
Yeah.
There's a game that I cannot let Don have.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I will be so disappointed in myself if Don has this game. I don't
I
even
hope-
know if it's on his list.
Ooh, I hope this isn't my next pick because there's one I'm planning on grabbing.
My next pick is Stray.
Okay.
Oh.
That's a nice pick.
But you were not going to touch Stray, huh?
That would have maybe if it was still sitting there at my last, possibly, but
Okay. All right. That was a misplay on my
I
part.
haven't seen enough. I like
Lock
the
it in?
idea of it, but I just haven't seen enough.
Oh
to
yeah, I'm locking in Stray. I'm locking
have
in
any
Stray.
clue.
Okay.
Wow, that's a little bit of a risk, but I like it.
All right, Donnie baby.
Back to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do you have one more slot than us?
Well,
'cause
you know
your name
something
is
else
longer.
that we didn't ask Steve about, actually I forgot, is about the idea of trading picks. Like I offer you to trade with money as well. So I could give you maybe $12.
The money is pointless,
with-
Dodd. Cease
What?
this.
What do you mean money? Well, yeah.
I'm not taking your money. I'm not
Okay.
taking your money.
Real money, we could start
No,
talking.
not real money. I'm talking about the game money. All right. Anyway, here's what we're doing. So I'm going to take, I like the idea of trading, but you don't like it. I'll take, I'm looking down the list. There's a couple of games I believe in. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm going to take a swing on this new Pokemon Snap.
Ah,
I'm going to take a swing on that.
Yeah.
What do you
I don't
think?
know if I have the guts to counterpick it. I don't think it's coming out this year, but I don't have the guts, dude.
You don't think so? I don't see why.
got a thumbnail.
couldn't. We haven't seen much, but I just don't see why it couldn't come out this year. It doesn't seem like such a grand production.
Yeah.
Anyway, I get another pick. How many choices do I have left here?
You have one more this turn.
And then what's 3 altogether? Is that right? Or
After this pick, you'll have 2 more.
2 more?
This is fun. Normally, I feel like I'm stretching by the end of these, but now I'm like super stressed. I have so many more picks I want to make. Yeah.
My heart is thumping as I'm looking down this list because I don't know where to go next. Oh man. Okay. Wait, no. What's happening with Bravely Default 2? What's the story with that?
Demo coming out very soon.
That
game is coming out soon. That game.
But this has a good. It comes from a good pedigree, doesn't it?
Well, look at that 7.7. I feel like you're going to get around that for the game, which wouldn't be like if you're in these later rounds, it's worth picking up the 7.7s.
Yeah. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that.
Damn it!
Lock it in.
That was my next pick.
Lock
That
it
was
in.
my next
That's a
pick.
good pick then, Don.
I feel okay about that. Thank you.
That was my next pick.
I'm looking at Far Cry 6, which is an estimate of 7.4, and I think that's about right. I think you're going to lose points on Far Cry.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah, yeah. Far Cry. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm nervous about Far Cry.
Your turn, Kyle.
Okay. Damn. This is fun strategy thing. You know what? Ian won't pick that, so I'll save that for my next turn. This turn, I will take It Takes Two.
Okay. All right.
I think It Takes Two is going to review well.
Oh, I forgot what that was. Yes, that's the Joseph Ferris game.
Yeah.
Shoot. Yeah, that'll do well.
Yeah, I totally
right.
forgot about that. That's a
1,
great
2,
pick.
3, 4, 5, 6,
That's really great.
7, 8, 9. I have 3 more games and 2 more turns. Kind of lost faith in this one. Something's telling me to avoid one of my old teammates. These could go either way. This is a risk, I think. This is a bit of a risk. I'm going to take Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Ooh. Nasty.
Not sure if it'll come out, but if it does, I think it'll do well. And then I get another one. I want to talk through my process out loud, but I don't want you guys to snipe me, so...
Well, this is your last picks, aren't they, or no?
One
no,
more
I have,
after this.
I have one more after this one.
Oh, okay, right. Okay,
my final turn is only 1 game.
Talk it through.
No. Okay, so... I mean, if we're only looking at these hype games, which I think, following Steve's advice of trust the heart of the cards, you know, I think that's probably smart to do.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm taking at least 1 game in a future pick that's not on this list.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Not
That's
even on
exciting.
mine. Yeah.
My drafts will mostly be not on this list, obviously, but... All right, you know what? I had it on my old team. This is the one I kept hemming and hawing on. I can always drop it unless someone locks me in. I'm going to put Deathloop on there.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be good, but who knows?
Yeah, you can't always drop it. You can only drop it if it gets canceled.
Right, correct. But I think it'll be better than 77, but who knows?
Exactly,
All right,
yeah. I love
Kyle,
that
your turn.
level of success. That makes me feel good. Okay. My next pick is a dare. I dare you to counterpick this.
Uh-huh.
Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, you bastard.
Oh.
I dare you to counterpick.
Yeah, because if that comes out, woof. I locked it in for you.
Okay. All right. And I know my last pick, too. I'm good.
All right, Don. These are your 2 final picks, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep.
Okay. for my final picks, you get to the end. This is where you have to start taking a few risks.
Don't forget you have to draft 9 more games throughout the year. Throughout the year.
Throughout the year.
Right,
Yeah.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
It's going to be a different kind of year. Different kind of year.
I'm taking a couple risks, and I'll talk through my process for you. Here's what I'm thinking. At this point, I'm thinking I got to take a couple swings on some games that could pay off huge. The biggest risk is they may not come out this year. Okay?
Yeah.
The first one is that I'm considering would be God of War. However, I'm very, very, very obviously who wouldn't be confident in this game, but coming out, not confident in that. Gotham Knights, not as confident in the game, but I feel it as in terms of rating high, but I think it would obviously be solid, safe, and I think has slightly better chance of coming out. Lock me in for Gotham Knights as my first pick, okay? As my final pick, I'm going to take a swing, a little bit of heart. Putting a little heart into your picks never hurt anybody. I still believe in this game. I think
if you say Skull and Bones, I swear to God.
This game is going to shock the world when it does release. Hopefully this year. My final pick, Skull and Bones. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hype factor of 1.1.
So when can I drop these though? Like what is there a time limit?
If they say not coming out.
Okay.
This year. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Locking it in for sure?
Who has to say it's not coming out? I mean, this is vague. Do we know?
They do.
It has to be official. It has to be from Ubisoft. They would have to say to their investors like, "Hey, it's no longer a 2021 game."
Or they have to say it's coming out in 2022 or whatever.
So that's officially. Have they officially said whether, as far as they pretty much said it's completely dead or no? I don't know.
Right now they're just like, we don't know.
Let's see. Let's see. Let's actually see what they're saying.
Okay.
I was actually, to be upfront with everybody, I was looking at Kerbal Space Program 2, and that's actually not even coming out in 2021. That's a 2022 game.
They put it at 2022.
Yeah.
But that'll be a good pick next year.
Next year, yeah. All right, what have they said? Okay, in September of 2020, it was revealed that while development was continuing, a new vision for the game has emerged.
Yes.
Which resulted in oh my god.
Say no more. I'm in. That's all I need to know. No. That's all I need to know. A new vision.
Okay, locking it in.
This game, lock it in, Ian. This game is gonna shock the world when it comes out.
My God.
Gosh, it's gonna be fun.
I mean, I hope for your sake that it's going right.
I love
Okay,
this
Bossman, last one, I think.
All right, we're starting how we began. Sorry, we're finishing how we started. I'm going back to Forza Motorsport.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
And Forza Motorsport Xbox Series X, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Good pick.
Not Horizon. I don't think it's a Horizon.
Right,
game.
not Horizon, yeah. All right, locking it in.
Cool.
All right, my turn. I keep hemming and hawing. I don't know what to do for my last pick. I've been thinking Ghostwire Tokyo. I've been thinking, but I don't think it'll review well. I've been thinking Returnal, but I'm not sure it'll review well. I've been thinking Psychonauts 2, but I'm not sure it'll review well. I have no faith in the Far Cry series, so I'm staying far away from that. I mean, I would pick Disco Elysium, but it's not allowed for us. And in my brains, I don't have any like hot ass PC game like skiddling around in there, you know, like I'm racking my brain, but nothing I can think of is new that's not an expansion. So yeah. Little Nightmares 2 could be pretty good.
I was eyeballing that for sure.
Yeah.
I think that might review well too.
I think so. Ghostwire Tokyo, like, I want it to do well. Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade 2, that could go either way, right? It could be a 9 or it could come out as a 7, you know? Boy.
You can be a big baller and do Overwatch 2.
I thought about that too.
Really? Yeah, I was like, man, that'd be a funny joke pick, but
it's Blizzard. Like, they take so long. I don't know. Yeah. Bayonetta 3, likewise. Like, I think it'll review well, but I just don't know when it's coming out. I think I'm gonna do Little Nightmares 2.
Good
I
pick.
don't have any.
I think that's a good pick.
experience
That's
with
pretty much what I would do.
those. Yeah. And it's locked in.
Oh my god, they got Pokemon Diamond and Pearl Remake on here. Even though there's like the faintest whispers of that game as a rumor.
Okay, so now I have to pick a counter pick.
Oh, you get
Yes.
first counter pick. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I
So
wanted that.
this is bonkers. I don't even know what to do here.
You know exactly what to do.
Skull and Bones.
Yes, it's easy points every year. Easy
Oh,
points.
come on.
Yeah.
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 You know what?
What?
I'm very confident in this year for Skull and Bones. Now that you've said the new vision,
New vision means they take another year to make it.
they just started back from ground zero. No, I think what that is they're just adding the full. They've probably already been doing it this entire time. It's a full game. It's not just a boat game anymore. You know, it's Black Flag 2,
I mean,
which
it
is
would
what
have
it was
to be.
always meant to be.
All right, Bossman, what game do you want to counter pick?
So I got to be honest with you. It's funny that we get to research
You
now
did
that
do
we're not
Skull
in the studio.
Right.
I was gonna do SMT5, but it actually seems like that's coming out this year.
I think it will.
So I'm counter picking Elden Ring.
Okay.
Dang it.
I know if that game does come out, I'm ruined.
If that drops, that's bad news for Bears.
Yeah.
All right. Donnie baby, what you
Okay.
counter picking, Bay?
So yeah, I would take. It's funny. It's like I feel like Rise is actually going to score lower than maybe a lot of people are thinking, but it can't score. It's impossible for it to score that low. I have to counterpick a game that just won't come out.
This is
Man.
a tricky year with that regard because
yeah,
a lot of the games here are from last year that got pushed. You know.
Yeah.
Dang it! These are good picks you all made. It's really tough, actually.
These are solid teams. I think all three of us have really pretty solid teams.
We thought that last year.
True.
If you were sitting on top of Cyberpunk like last year,
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's like,
I've got a couple I'm a little nervous about. But
yeah, this could go anyway.
Earlier, someone dared me to counter.
Oh my god. Do
and
it.
As you know,
Do it.
because of my overflowing machismo, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Can't turn down from any challenge.
Do it. I dare you.
What do you think, Ian? Oh, is that too
I
risky?
also dare you to counterpick Gran Turismo 7.
All right, maybe I'm gonna back off a little bit. Hold on. I really
Dare you.
I want to win this year so bad.
There's not even a release
Fill out a
year in that
T.
trailer. They don't even say it's coming out this year.
I know, but I'm nervous.
Final Fantasy 16 is very unlikely to come out this year, Don. I would estimate.
But if it did for holiday, there's very little to counterpick against all of you. Yeah, that is one
It's
of the
true.
few games. I mean,
Yeah.
Legend. The other one I'm thinking is Zelda, but that one I really feel like Nintendo's got. I think they're not gonna come
It's
out.
got to hit December, right?
They're gonna
It
announce
has
a big
to.
game. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Well, I'll do it, Kyle. I'll do it. I'm gonna take your challenge. What do you think about that? Is that crazy?
No, it's super smart. Don, when I
All
said I dare, this is a dare. It's like it was
It
a
was
calculated risk.
Reverse psychology, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm aware when I make this pick, I'm going to be stuck with it because it's such an easy counter pick. It's kind of like some of the math you have to do.
I would be. It's the most, reasonable counterpick on the entire board for sure. I guess so. Let's do it.
All right, locking it in?
Yep.
Okay. All right, now you have to counterpick another one, Don.
Should I do Zelda as well? Wow.
You're just going to feast off me this year, huh?
Well, most of what I guess the only thing really I see on Ian's is Elden Ring. I would have picked Elden Ring as my first one.
Exactly. It's
yeah.
one of those calculated risks.
But I'm seeing everything else seems like a pretty much guarantee, except maybe is Shin Megami Tensei coming out for sure?
Not for sure. No.
Not for sure,
I did
but
a
it
brief
seems
Googling.
Okay.
likely.
What did that say?
If they say early 2021, to me that instills some confidence.
Okay, yeah, that's trouble. I don't
know what I
see.
mean?
I really can't. Other than saying, yeah, you're going to bet any of these are just an absolute dog, and I don't think any of these that any of us have picked
Yeah.
be a dog. And I can't counterpick my own. Would that possible? Could you profit by
No.
counterpicking one of your
No.
own? Could you, even with the new rules?
You would net
it would be
zero, I
negating a risk. So, like, let's say I picked a really
Yeah.
risky one and be like negating that risk, so I come out as 0 instead of a -13.
It would have been smart, actually, if I could have counterpicked Skull and Bones to protect myself.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah,
Dang it.
yeah.
But you
But
cannot.
you'd be
That'd
locked into it.
That'd be not right. That'd be abusing the system.
Would it?
Yes.
Okay.
Steve thought of everything. Steve thought of it.
All
He's
right.
literally thought of everything. He understands math.
Well, oh God, I'm afraid to do. I'm really afraid to counterpick Breath of the Wild 2, though. But there's nothing else.
It will ruin your season.
It would ruin it. It's
If it
guaranteed.
comes out,
it's
you're
an
done.
absolute guarantee that it would.
Yeah.
And don't you kind of like the excitement that creates?
I love it.
Oh, I
love
do like
that
the
for you.
excitement.
All or nothing. The rest of my season could be a huge success, and that could sink me.
Yeah.
Will it come out? It has to. What was that trailer? Was that 2 years already?
That was like, yeah.
Last year's E3. Yeah, it was 2019 E3.
Yeah. 2 last years ago. Last year's 2020, baby.
Yeah.
Eat my dust.
It was 2 years ago.
Forza maybe won't come out, but that seems risky as hell too. I don't know what I'm gonna pick. This is insane.
Humankind. Does that have a hard date?
No.
Ooh.
I don't
good
think so.
Question.
Let me look real quick.
Let me look real quick.
And then tell us your
April
result.
22nd. That game's coming out.
That's
Don.
coming out.
So you
Oh,
just have
yeah.
to bet against good reviews, basically.
That's going to be pretty good. I think that's definitely going to fall under Steve's strategy of a friendly
I
crowd.
think so.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so. I mean, unless there's something
4X
like
strategy games, right?
yeah,
And we're
unless
not
the
allowed to-
diplomacy is really bad or some weird little niche thing, like yeah, it
We
would-
can't drop counter picks.
correct.
Yeah. Once somebody counterpicks it, you're locked in. I can never
And
drop
you-
Final Fantasy 16 now.
Right. You can't drop the game that gets counterpicked either. But you can't change your own counterpick later either. Adds some risks.
So the games I'd be looking at for like maybe just not strong reviews would
Go
be. Oh, that's yours. It Takes Two, Stray, 12 Minutes, Deathloop. You know what I mean? Like those
Yeah,
are those
those are the
those could
ones-
really go anyway.
Hitman 3 could
Yeah,
be
I
low
think
sevens.
Stray
Yeah.
could for sure. That's probably one of the biggest questions. I mean, Deathloop we've seen a lot of, so we at least kind of know what it's going to be at least, right? But we just
My faith in it is kind of low actually. But
I still think it would be like, yeah, it might be like a high.
I don't think
70s,
it'll be below 7, but I think that when people like that seems like a game where it's like once people figure out what it actually is, they'll be like, meh.
I
I mean,
think
it's on my team though, so
Breath of the Wild 2 will release in January of 2022. Kyle, I'm going to take it as my second counter pick. Oh, high stakes. We're going for a win this year.
Okay, I like it.
lock it in.
I
Lock
like
it
it.
in.
Lock it in. Why not?
Now think
Don-
of
Roll
like,
with it.
it will damage me so much too, it being locked into that game.
Someone's
so if it does
going
come
to
out
get
in January-
damaged. Someone's
Yeah.
going to get damaged. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Don, I'm gonna ask you again. Lock in for sure.
January 1st, 2022.
Okay, that I'm locking it in, Don. I'm locking it. Say lock it in.
I don't want to take that game.
Just say lock it in if you want me to lock it in.
Lock it in.
There it is.
Okay.
Okay.
I locked it in.
All right. Now I'm really excited about my next pick.
Oh God.
I'm salivating at this one.
Oh my
because this isn't just going to get me 0 points because the game's not coming out this year. If this game does come out this year, it's going to bomb. It's going to be a total stinker, and I'm going to gain points because of how poorly this reviews.
Very smart.
My next counter pick is new Pokemon Snap.
Oof.
What?
Yes, you heard me.
Wow.
Lock it in.
Yes, lock that in.
Wow.
The
I
game's-
love Pokemon.
It's going to
Snap.
bomb. It's going to bomb.
Oh boy. All right.
Instant points for me, baby.
How
It's gonna make so much money, though.
Okay, so it's either 4 hours long or it's
Okay.
8 hours and very bloated, and they added too much stuff to it.
But,
Good point.
Okay.
Good point.
You can't
But-
put out a 4-hour game anymore.
But
Yeah.
bomb-
Unless it's
bomb?
$15.
Yeah, it's not gonna be $15. It's gonna be 60.
It's Nintendo. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
Right.
That's a pretty good pick, Kyle. It was it's probably the one of the more questionable ones on my team now that I look at it.
Well, now it's locked in.
Yeah, now you're stuck with new Pokemon Snap.
I believe
now-
in it.
This.
Yeah, it still could hurt me.
So I have the unenviable task of picking the final counter pick,
Yeah.
which means all the obvious counter picks have been kind of taken. Here's my thought process. Axiom Verge 2, maybe 40% chance it doesn't come out this year.
Yeah.
Back for Blood could come out and people are disappointed, but games like that, I think it's easily above a 7. Gotham Knights, if it comes out, it's 80s, probably easy. And I think there's a decent chance of it coming out. I think you're right. Halo Infinite, I think, after all the hoopla, it might get delayed again. There's a decent chance of that, but if it comes out,
really?
they'll definitely, it'll be good. Yeah, because didn't they say, like, fall?
Yeah.
Did they?
Fall of next year, yeah. Or fall of this
Fall
year.
of 2021. So,
Yeah, so
like,
It's going to be good.
it's easily, we're right. It'll either come out in December and be good, or it'll get delayed again. But I can't think it'll get delayed another time. Hitman 3, I think, will probably get like a 78 or 80. Horizon will score well. It Takes Two might score well. Kenna Bridge of Spirits, I think, might not score very well.
That one's really hard to, right, yeah. It looks
It's their first
beautiful,
game.
but
It's their first game.
It's their first game.
Yeah.
I had it on my team last year because it is gorgeous.
Yeah.
But it's a small team, so I think it might not come out, is my hope.
Oh.
And if it does, I think it might be in the 7s, but I don't know if there's a stinker on here. Do you guys think there's a stinker on here?
There absolutely is, and we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
You know what
Well,
I mean?
yeah,
Like Stray
yeah.
is probably a stinker, and we just
It's
don't have
Stray.
any idea.
I think Stray
it's-
is the most possible just because we know less about
I
it.
know very little about that. Is there a release date set for that?
I
No.
don't think so, no. And they
What-
really
what is
haven't
that one? Is
shown
that
what the
cat
game
one?
is. Yeah, it's the cat, but what they
I saw
really
a GIF. Recently, I saw a GIF.
Okay.
So it is third person, and you do get to control the cat walking
Oh my
around
God,
the city.
It sounds incredible.
It looks incredible.
I think.
I gotta
gosh.
see this.
Yeah.
Like my heart, this happened last year too. I don't want to make a counter pick. I don't want to.
It's really hard.
Down between Kenna or Stray, I think. What would you guys do?
Kenna, they announced something recently. Kenna Bridge of Spirits. What did they say out loud recently?
Yeah, I gotta trust you guys to Google stuff because I don't
Stray,
want to.
Stray looks pretty cool.
You looking at that GIF?
So they have like, yeah, but it's like a GIF, but it has like 4 different scenes it cuts between.
Yeah.
It looks dope.
What did they say recently of Kenna? Kenna?
Nina?
A peek at some combat skills from our announcement trailer. I don't know. I thought recently they had an update on the release date, but no, it was just they've just been showing stuff consistently. I really feel like that game is coming out this year.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
is. Wasn't it delayed? I mean, it was supposed to be not a launch game originally.
It was supposed to be a launch game.
It was
It was,
supposed to be a
right?
launch.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
why Ian
so-
got it originally. Yeah.
Yeah,
pushed a
I
little.
think because of their confidence in it being a launch game, you're probably right. It'll probably come out this year. So if I picked that, it would be me betting against the little guy, and that just feels bad. I'm just gonna go with Stray, hoping it doesn't come out.
Okay.
I guess
That's fair, I think.
I
Yeah.
don't see a better option.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. And I feel uneasy being locked in with Stray. I think that's a good move.
Okay. All right, the draft is complete.
Oof.
From here, you can make bids for games that were not drafted. However, you might want to hold on to your budget until next year or later in the year.
Yeah.
We're not going to draft any games right now.
And I have to text Don anytime I do bid.
I love
Both
this.
of us.
What about you? You're
Yes.
going to do it as well, Ian? This is fabulous. So what exactly information are you going to give me? You're going to tell me the game and how much you bid? Or what are you
No!
going to tell me? What?
I'll
what are
tell you,
gonna-
I just made a bid.
yeah,
Well,
that's what I
not
like.
helpful at all.
It's better than nothing.
I guess it's better than nothing. Would it
Don't look
be
a gift horse in the
wouldn't
mouse,
it be a
though.
little exciting
Mouth.
though, Kyle, if you just told me the game, not even the amount?
That's so much
Lie to
less
you.
exciting.
Okay, I'll tell you 2 games and one of them will be real.
I just bid on a game that starts maybe with the letter R. Like, do like riddles.
I would love that.
The main character of my game has 2 legs in the afternoon and 3 legs in the evening.
Oh, I would love that.
All right, everybody. That's going to
Okay.
do it for this. We will be back with an update on the 2021 Easy Allies' Smartest Person contest between Don's Discount Media and Vending Services, Boz Mac Division. Is there's an N
was
in there?
correct.
How do you,
No, you did that great.
Boz Mac Division?
Yeah.
So there's an N that's silent.
Manked.
Boz Mank Division. Boz
Yeah.
Mank Division. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Cyan Worlds. We will update all of you sometime after whatever the hell E3 will manifest as this year.
Oh, yeah.
And then once again in early 2022. Inshallah.
Loved having Steve.
Loved
Yeah.
it.
I hope he comes
Thank
back
you.
on a yearly basis too.
Thank you so much to Steve for making the site and
Yep.
just for being a good sport. And really just making a great site. It's solid.
Works good.
Don,
Yes.
Oh,
do you vow to complete the season?
fill your team out, Don.
I need your vow.
Look, a lot of that depends on you.
Don. How about this? Don?
It's true, isn't it? I mean, it
No.
really does. It hinges on you, in fact. You're
Don.
more responsible for me completing my season than I am, in fact.
That
this
is
year.
not accurate. Don, how about this?
We
How about
it.
this?
It's
How about
on
wait?
record.
How about this, boys?
Kyle
How
can
about this?
inform me.
How about this, boys? Let's
fix
make it
it.
interesting. Let's make it interesting.
This is a good idea. Stakes.
Stakes.
Additional
Yes.
stakes.
How about this? Because Don, you wanted the money to mean something.
Yeah.
Any dollar amount you have left at the end of the year
I love
must be paid out to the other 2 real money over Venmo.
Are we allowed to do that?
No.
We're friends, just sending each other money.
No.
We're not allowed to do that?
No. We'll have to. It'll have to be like you must send one little nice note per dollar.
With a check.
No money. No money.
Let's.
All right, fine.
Right. Hey, right. Is it no money?
No, I'm not winking. My eyes are wide open. No money.
Show us your eyes. Show us your eyes.
You
No
can't blink for the
money.
rest. You can't
No
blink for the rest.
No money. No money. What about your toes?
Yeah.
Okay, Ian, let's make it super fun. Let's let the audience come up with what the loser has to do.
Okay. All right.
So in the comments
Within
below-
reason, you vultures.
Well, yeah, somebody will have a good suggestion. Somebody
And
will be
apparently
like,
no
wear underwear
money.
on your face for a week, and like we're not going to pick that, obviously.
We're not
So,
doing
yeah.
that.
So yeah, if
Yeah.
you have a cool idea for what the loser must do, put that
What?
in the
Just
comments.
the worst loser, or
Yeah.
both losers?
That's
Just the worst loser.
oh.
That's
Okay.
that's what fantasy leagues typically do, so that somebody doesn't tank. Is like if you
Ah.
lose, dude, you have to do something so humiliating. You will do as much as you can not to lose.
Right. Okay. Don't make it humiliating, and we'll
Right.
pick it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I
So
guess
how
we
can-
will put a Patreon post or like a. How do
I
we
feel like in the
organize
comments
that?
on this YouTube thing. Just put it
Okay,
in
on the comments of this video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Preface, if you want to take part in this, preface the comment with the word stakes.
Yeah.
I have one other idea that I think
Okay,
could
here we
add a
go.
little to. I think I found a solution to our money problem. That we
It's
have.
no.
There is no money problem.
No, well, the value we want to, and we all agree that we want to add value to this money idea. So, how about for every $5 that you haven't spent at the end of your season,
Yeah.
1 extra point? That we just, I mean, unless Steve can program a hack
Huh.
it in there, we're just going to have to say, well, look, okay, yeah, you got this.
For every
but really,
$5.
for every
I'm okay with
five-
this.
That's
I
very
don't
small.
hate this. I
I'm
don't
okay with
hate this, actually.
Yeah. Don, I agree to that term.
Wait.
Yeah.
For every $5 you have not spent,
Yes.
that's just going to encourage him not to fucking pick shit again.
Well, how many
like-
points let's figure it out. How many points could I get by not picking any? Let's
For
see,
every $5, that'd be
That's
20 points if you
max.
spend no
20
money.
max. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you wouldn't
like
have done.
this.
It would not have changed your season at all.
Yeah, it's very fair.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
But if it's
This is
close,
some weirdo stakes. I like it.
It's
Yeah.
good because if it's close, it could mean everything.
This is gonna bite my butt. I know
My
this is gonna bite my butt.
Yeah,
value
you're
shopping.
gonna-
We just need to remember we made this.
We're
rule
all
now.
going to be tied, and Don will not have spent like $75 on purpose.
Yep.
Oh, and remember, minimum of $1 bet.
Okay.
Bid. So don't bid
Yeah.
zero, were you guys doing that? I didn't even think
No,
about
I had
doing
people
that.
tweet that at me. It's
didn't
like,
know that.
dude, did you know? Did you know you can actually bid zero? It's like it seems like you're manipulating the system a little
Yeah,
bit.
Hey,
that doesn't.
yeah.
seem
why
right.
weren't you tweeting that at me?
Yeah.
Favoritism.
I didn't know it, but it definitely doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
Cool. Wild.
Great.
Sweet.
Awesome. All right. Well, yeah. Anything else?
I'm good. 100% good now.
Okay.
I'm
we're
looking
gonna
forward to this
call it-
season.
I
we're
feel
gonna call it
very
good.
confident about this season. I think we're going to
Yeah.
perform better than ever.
I've got no idea how to feel about this season. I'm confident in like 5 of my games, and the other ones are total long shots. Who knows? All right, everyone. Thank you. We will see you again after E3 for another one of these.